Hi friends, welcome back to another video with Kind Cocoon Wellness. This week we're back to school. So this week has been incredible to say the least. But before we get into the school week, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of my last camping trip before school began. We wandered off to the wilderness and it was just incredible. Here the sun was setting and the bugs were flying around and the sun was setting just right. By some miracle, we were able to camp directly on the beach, and the pups had an incredible time. They just loved prancing around, and they were just free little birds. And we also ran into some moose friends. This was the longest time that I have been able to observe moose ever. Usually I just see them on the side of the road and they're gone as soon as I saw them. But this time I really got to just observe these majestic beasts, as terrifying as they can be, because they did get a little close at some point where we put the dogs in the van and everything was all well. But oh my gosh, they are just magical. So magical. We ended the night with, of course, a fire. The safety restrictions were lifted at this point, and the puppies were just playing, and it was just such a beautiful way to wrap up our summer. We're still going to get out there a little bit more, but the sunset was so special. Now we'll start to transition to my first day.
Good morning! It is August 6th, 2025 at 6:30 in the morning, and today's the first day of school. My friend just came back down from the mountain, and so I'm so excited to spend this week with her. Also so excited to get the band back together and to see all of my lovely friends and classmates. I was looking around because my dog is over there, and I was just like, what are you doing? As you can see, I'm really tired. Within the last 2 days, I've gotten like no sleep because I have just been pushing myself like usual, and so I definitely need to make sure that I check myself before I wreck myself, because yeah, I tend to do that. But I've been getting everything all squared away for school. I've been getting my house super organized and clean, and it's coming along. And so I keep getting distracted watching and seeing what my dogs are up to. What you doing? Hello, babies. But yeah. So it's day one. We are jumping straight into Ayurvedic yoga therapeutics, and my teacher flew in for the class, and so I'm so excited. I'm going to be able to meet just our people and to meet people that I've only been able to meet online, and so I'm super excited. I'm really tired, but it's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to keep you guys updated throughout the week. Okay, bye.
The drive to school amazes me every time, just how beautiful the mountains are. I am in awe every single time. And when we got to school, I discovered that there was this beautiful little plant shop, and so of course we had to go wander in it during our break. And then of course we tried neti pots. This was my first time trying a neti pot, and oh my gosh, it was terrifying but also the best experience ever. It was very conflicting. I'm gonna do a whole other video on neti pots, so I'm going to apologize for the fan noise in advance because it's a little obnoxious. But just finished day one of being back to school. Currently laying in bed. I just oiled my hair because it's nice and hot outside, and I buttered my eyeballs. Yes, you heard that right, butter. I put ghee in my eyes, and that's the first truffle ghee from Ayurvedic sadhana.
been using that in my eyes for about a year now, and it works really well. I love it. When my eyes feel way too dry, I just lather them a little bit, just a thin little layer. And yeah, I feel like a little buttered chicken. And I'm gonna get my booty to bed so that way I can go to day 2. Alright, good night, guys. See you tomorrow.
Hello, everybody. Just like that, I'm in my second year of my Ayurvedic practitioner studies, year 2 out of 4. So I'm starting to be halfway there. Not really, still like 1/4, but we're getting there. This first week back was incredible. Like, I don't have any other words to describe it, but incredible. I'm going to pause and figure out where to start. As you guys could see throughout some of the clips, we used a neti pot, which is that little thing that I was pouring water through my nose. And I got to meet so many of my classmates that I've only gotten to meet online. And it is just so special to be in the presence in person with someone that I've only ever gotten to see through a screen. And so that was just incredibly special. And I have already integrated so much from this class. One of the things is the joint freeing series, and like I'll do like a little, there should be like a little PDF pop up right here, and then I'll do the link to it in down below, because it is such a great gentle series that works every single joint in the body and also therefore works every single muscle in such a gentle and nourishing way. And so that will be linked below. I also learned about the 4 cleansing practices in yoga for breathing that are used together. And I have started doing that every single morning. So I'll do a video on that at some point. I also want to do a video on neti pots. Like, I just have so many little ideas brewing up here now. And we also learn different like pelvic adjustments and so much. It was such an incredible class with such incredible people. And my teacher, Susan, is just incredible. We are so lucky to have her as one of our teachers. And yeah, it was just a really, really incredible week. And I got to see my dear friend. She came down for the class. She's been up in the mountains, so I haven't been able to see her much this summer. So that was really special. And all my friends, really, like, it was just so lovely. And yeah, it's just, and then this week, because I'm technically at the end of week 2 right now. So I had Sanskrit this week, and oh my gosh, I am so excited. I am nervous, but excited. It is such a rich language, and I like the pronunciations of some of the sounds. Like, you have to get it just right at a certain part of your mouth, and that is going to be a challenge, but I am up for it. And I'm really grateful because a lot of my fellow classmates are bilingual, and so they've experienced learning a different language, so they have a lot of tips to share, which is so helpful, and I'm so grateful for that. So we just have like a really solid class for Sanskrit. And then next week, I start my Ayurvedic metaphysics. And then also, I'm going to start sitting in on the toxicology course. So there's just so much. And I am just a little nerd over here that is like, what can I learn? I am just, yeah, in heaven. Yeah. I don't know if there's really, I mean, there's a lot more to share, but I think that's going to be about it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, for sharing this journey with me. And if you enjoyed this video, it would really help me and help this channel if you liked, commented, subscribed, and just kind of let the algorithm know that you enjoyed it. All right, friends, I love you. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are at in time. I hope it's wonderful. All right, bye, friends.